Whitechester, prison city of the damned, is currently funding on Indiegogo. Please go there and support this city crawl for 5th edition and probably Morkborg, Grimdark, and Lamentations of the Flame Princess.
That's 19 plus 1, 20.
Okay. So you take out your sword and you start to scratch carefully with the tip. Where the tip is scratching through the glass, it wouldn't normally spark, but the magic of the sword seems to be reacting with something inside the building to create some kind of minor magical reaction. But yeah, you cut the circle in the glass and pop it through.
Okay, good to know. So yeah, I suspect already if Bob sent her to me. It could have been a mundane murder, but yeah, I was already suspecting maybe more.
Have you used your sword to fight any magical creatures or anything before?
Very first time he got it. So he fought this magic golem that was a representation of the evil god or goddess Shardia. And what happened was the short sword was actually cutting the metallic golem. So that's when he realized, yeah.
Okay.
So it was like this normal sword.
So I'm introducing a slight thing here. So in the presence of magical fields or creatures and so on, there's a very slight hum to the sword as the magical fields interact. And you're getting a very weak version of that coming through the sword, almost like there was magic here. So there's almost like magical radiation slowly dissipating. So there's something magical happened here.
And it's the first time I would be using it outside of combat in the presence of magic. So in the past, in the middle of combat, I can easily see how he could have missed it. So that really works in the sense that this is the first time he actually is doing something a bit more calmly. So he can take time to notice that. That's really cool. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go
so
in.
the balcony has some plants, but they're starting to sort of wilt and brown. And there's a couple of wicker chairs sort of facing outward through the window, and a low glass table with a couple of bottles and glasses on it. Whatever was in the glasses has evaporated down almost to like a syrup in the bottom of the glasses. It's quite warm, quite hot in the apartment. It seems like they liked it quite cranked up, the heat, and no one's bothered to switch it off or anything. Through from there's a sort of general living room type area, lounge. So one wall is a video screen. Comfortable chairs, some bookshelves with some old paper books on them, a little nook to use as a study. There's a small portable computer sat in that. Then there's doors off that seem to be to the bathroom, bedroom, and sort of kitchen diner off to one side as well. In the main lounge area, which you're just entering, a lot of the furniture seems to have been pushed together in the center of the room and piled up on top of each other, and some of it is bent or broken. And well, you're a damp here, so yeah, there's blood in here, but it's been 3 days or so.
Okay.
So it's not making you hungry, but you're aware that it's there.
Yeah. Do I see? Well, I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna just try to find the spot where it's mostly coming from. You know, like the blood stain or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that.
So.
Yeah.
Some of it is coming from the pile of furniture. Some of it is coming from that wall. some of it from that wall.
Got it.
And looking up,
Yeah.
you can see a brown stain in the center of the ceiling as well.
Interesting. So what I do is very noir-like, I guess. I'm gonna go find a liquor, pour myself a glass of something strong, and I'm gonna take out a dose of Vex, which is a drug that the Crimson Hound found in the previous serial, which has allowed him to see ghosts and talk to them in the language of shadows. So,
is it safe to take with alcohol, though?
well, I guess we'll find out. Again, I do not condone everything that Crimson Hound does. Me, the player, would do very different things, but in the spirit of the character and the setting, that's what he's gonna do. So
you pour yourself like 2 fingers of Imperial brandy in a crystal glass and wash down a dose of Vex with it.
Yeah.
So you get the warm feeling from the drink, and then that kind of prickly, enhanced awareness sensation that comes from taking the Vex, and sort of look around, and gradually your vision starts to shift. You don't see any ghosts, but with your preternatural awareness anyway, and your awareness that magic of some kind has been used here, you can see the traceries and the afterglows of magic in the room.
Nice.
All of the walls of the main lounge section have a slight sort of magical radiation glow to them, and there's also sort of fracture lines and cracks towards the center. Trying to think what would... It reminds you of the way it's like chocolate cracks over the top of ice cream, or that sort of thing. Mm-hmm. Almost like the walls had bulged or moved and then snapped back to where they are now. That's the way the cracks look.
Okay, so and I see like traces of like energy, you said, of magic in the air.
Yeah, and
so yeah.
Well, and across the walls. And when you sort of step closer to have a look, there are cracks in the paint that match the magical tracery.
Okay, so the very well. Now, of course, I'm not a spellcaster, so I'm limited in my understanding of magic. But even though, again, Dampier, so yes, he's attuned to these things, but it doesn't mean he comprehends them. But I guess what he'll do is he's gonna kind of walk around and kind of like weirdly touch, the magical energy, or muck to do so in any case. And no ghosts here, which again, not everyone creates ghosts, and some of them are caught by whoever the writer is, apparently. So that's not like a huge shock that there's no ghost here. What I'm gonna do is but this I'm seeing through Vex. It's not, the cracks are not physically there. I'm seeing them thanks to the Vex, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there are also very thin cracks in the paint which you wouldn't have seen if not for taking the Vex.
Oh, okay, so the cracks are actually there. Okay,
yeah.
Perfect. Okay, that does give me an option. I'm going to call one of my contacts called Tessia, and she's this, old lady who owns an occult bookstore, and she's actually very knowledgeable in the supernatural. She's been so far in Ally of the Hound. I'm going to try to call her with the visor, which is basically a computer. So, I'm going to see if she answers, if she can help me out with this.
Yeah, she answers, so a little sort of icon pops up. Perfect. Been a while.
Yes. Again, as usual, I'm calling you to ask you questions. I hope you don't mind the nature of our interactions here.
Of course.
So
it's always interesting.
I'm sure it is. I'm the one in it, though. So I start showing her with the finger, like I start filling the cracks. Do you see the cracks? Well, like I turn the image to what I'm seeing in the visor. Mm-hmm. So do you see the form of the cracks here?
I do.
Is there anything you could tell me about this?
It's an alteration of the physical, but the patterns are the same as those we see when something crosses from the other side. So perhaps a possession or a summoning?
I see. Any hints as to what sort of creature might have been summoned or might have come to possess whoever was here?
We cannot always know what will answer our summons. So, no.
And yet people are always inclined to try. Okay, let's see. Well, I just look around the visor. I kind of look around the place. Should I look for something that might have facilitated the summoning, or is there anything that comes to your mind?
Well, what happened here other than the summoning?
I don't know. Someone died here, apparently. But
Well,
the person who set up my help doesn't actually know for sure. The Vigilari were here and they didn't let her in.
Well, I don't see any sacred geometry. It doesn't seem to be an old place where the walls are thin between the worlds. I think the magic may be incidental. The weapon rather than the reason. I think you should be careful, but concentrate your investigations on the who and the why, rather than the how.
I see. Okay. Well, Tessia, thank you. And
be careful.
I will.
Be careful. Summonings are unpredictable.
I will. Let me know if you need help with the groceries, by the way. I'll come back next week.
Could you pick me up some milk and some bread?
Just send a list later. I'm kind of in the middle of a crime scene, breaking in.
Yeah. Right. Yes, of course.
I'll bring you stuff next week, though, for sure. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye. So, okay. Interesting. I don't regret not asking the woman, was there anyone who would have wanted your husband dead? Because at that moment, I don't think it would have been the right time to do it.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna, I mean, I do look around the place. Yeah. I don't think anything will jump at my face, but I mean, in terms of clues, but
yeah, there were photographs, and there was the laptop. The bookcase might have something. Yeah,
I'm gonna look at the laptop. Wow, yeah, that one I'll put in the backpack right now. And I'm gonna have a look at the bookcase for sure.
Okay. So when you go up to the laptop, it's open on his sort of email messenger apps.
Oh, okay. So it's not even close. Okay, well, before putting it in the backpack, I'm gonna peruse the recent messages.
Okay, so you quickly scroll through. What immediately leaps to your eye is a series of messages from a few days ago between him and the Empire's security service. He first contacted them saying, "I've seen someone who I think is following me and Una. Not too sure if it's a problem, but it might be worth looking into." Security service assures him that there's the threat level's low. There's no real tension between the Empire and this country. Not to worry, but to inform them if he sees them again. And he says he did see them again, just that he keeps running into them. So, like when he stops off to recharge his vehicle, or when he stops off to get a drink at a coffee place, he keeps seeing this same person. And he describes a sort of scraggly looking guy with dreadlocks and a big sort of haversack. Says he thinks he must be maybe a gang member or in with criminals or something, because one time he saw him, he was doing graffiti in an alleyway near work. And he's even taken like a GPS position point and sent that to the service. Perfect. And the last message is from them to him saying, "Okay, this is something more serious. We'll look into it."
Okay. So now that I see that he used the laptop to contact, the government, I'm gonna leave the laptop where it is. I'm gonna put it on me, which might be like putting a tracking device on myself. Now that I see this information,
you also get his name, which is Jean Conu.
Very well. Very well, and I'll of course type in the coordinates to the graffiti in my visor to have a look at it after. Take a good snapshot of the wall just for safe measure. And I do find, like, my character does find it annoying that lately he's seeing really weird things with substances and he can't take shots of that. So it's not that a visor is going to see what he sees. So that's that would be useful. Yeah.
Can you make a trap detection roll, please?
Trap detection. I don't have that. That's not something I have.
It's under TR, I think, under IC.
Oh, no, I know what it is, but he does not have all of the skills.
You don't have all of them. Okay.
No. I just like when I created the Emperor Vigilante class, I was like, he's a vigilante. He needs to sneak around, but I didn't necessarily want to make him like this complete ninja. And also I kind of made the level 1 so good to survive as a solo game that I already need 4,000 XP to level up. I was like, I'm not gonna add. I was using the BX class builder, to balance it out, and I was like, you know what? There's some we can trim the fat here a little bit.
Okay.
So he doesn't. He actually doesn't have that. He might.
In which case,
someone do something here. Yeah.
In which case, you don't really notice anything until. So you take the picture, and as you finish taking the picture, the door to the apartment bursts open.
Of course.
And there's a handful of the Vigilari police there. The one in the lead, with sort of rank stripes on the shoulder of his coveralls, jabs out a gloved finger towards you, and distorted through his gas mask visor, "Halt!"
Yeah. So I just turn around and go through the hole of the window, and Okay. Now, of course, sometimes it kind of depends on the GM style. So I guess, is this something that would be fine with you if he actually uses a short sword to slide down the building real quick?
I'll make you make a climb roll.
Okay, cool. Let's do that. Because if I just run down the staircase, they can just follow me just as well, and it's gonna be a whole thing I want to avoid. So if I can get a crazy head start where they can be like, what the hell? Let's see. 45.
Which is under the, I think it's 80 something, isn't it?
87. Yeah, 80 something. Yeah.
Okay, so you immediately sort of turn tail and run. You can hear their heavy boots on the ground coming after you. You hurtle yourself out through the hole in the window, and sort of arm grabs the air behind you, and then you kind of launch yourself off the side of the fire escape, dig your sword into the side of the building. It's all the way down, a little bit faster than you really intended. And
I'm not expecting to necessarily not get any damage, but the idea is to not be trapped with, like, I don't know how many Vigilari in there.
Yeah. You slide all the way down, cutting this gash in the side of the building.
Ruining the night for a lot of people living there, I'm sure.
Yeah. And then hit the ground hard. You don't really stick the superhero landing. Take 1 hit point of damage.
Oh, well, I can deal with that. Yeah.
Looking up, you can see in some places water is now spraying out the side of the building, and there's crackles of electricity as things short out.
The hound is gonna take a moment to be like, I'm sorry. Like, just to kind of like the whole building, if you will, the people living there, and heroically runs in the opposite direction.
Okay. So yeah,
call it running away.
You flee.
No, I heroically run in that direction. I don't.
A strategic withdrawal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since I didn't like, also the the hound has like this bloodlust thing when he starts fighting, so it also makes him reluctant to start fights that are not necessary because he knows that when he starts, he has trouble stopping. There's just as a quick sample, because there's a flaw in his character class called bloodlust. So if he starts fighting delicious humans, he might have trouble not finishing the job. That's also why with the security guards and the vigilantes now. So when he's not dealing with monsters, he might be a bit less trigger happy than he normally is. But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Okay. You managed to get away.
Yeah.
Do you want to go back to your lair, or?
The lair is a crappy apartment, I'll let you know. It's nothing cool. We're talking about a vigilante who uses public transportation here. So let's see. Well, I'm gonna say in some alley that's deserted for the moment. I'm just gonna gather my thoughts. Okay, I'm gonna go to the coordinates of the graffiti.
Okay. It's across town, so to the busmobile.
Yeah, I black visor, trench coat, the usual, and at least it's a cyberpunk setting, so people wearing shades and long coats is not like this weirdest thing ever at all. So as long as no one peeks under.
So. Yeah, and it's one of the night buses, so it's full of freaks and weirdos.
Yeah, there you go.
Nightclubbers and so on anyway, so you don't really stand out.
I try to make sure I don't sit next to someone who's relieving themselves in any sort of way of the word, and that's pretty much no cool vehicle for me yet. I'm sure I'll get there eventually.
All right, well, it's standing room only on the bus. So you're sort of holding on to one of the roof handles.
I don't even get a seat. Wow, thanks,
no,
Jane.
not even a seat. Yeah.
Here I am talking about seats. Like I was expecting too much. So just standing there.
A low-quality black and white hologram appears in front of you of a little cherub wearing one of those old 1950s doctor's bands with the reflectors.
Yeah.
Hi.
Forgot to turn off the ads, I think. Hi. Is this a message coming in, or is it an ad? How does this work again?
It's from the advert pod up top, coming in through your AR. I couldn't help but notice that you've got some bruising.
Get to the point, Cupid. Or cherub. I don't know. Cupid is very our world. Let's say cherub. Get to the point, cherub.
I highly recommend Panther Balm for all your aches and pains.
Thank you. I already have a medkit on me. It's very appreciated, random AI.
Would you like to order some?
No, I'm good.
Thank you. Privacy locks, I can have some sent to your address.
Oh, no, I'm good. Thank you.
Well, if you ever change your mind, Panther Balm for all your analgesic needs.
So was this an hologram inside the bus, or was it connected to my AR?
It was an augmented reality.
Yeah,
right.
I turned on the ad blocker, which I forgot to do when I went out. So I turned on the ad blocker. Like,
okay, you turn on the ad blocker.
Annoyed. Yeah.
And all the other hologrammatic adverts that are bugging people disappear from your view as well.
Yeah, like somehow, I keep the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So it somehow makes the bus look even worse, even grimier, without all these lights and things going on.
Of course. What I do though is I think what I would leave on is just like normal useful things in the city, and probably if there's some like apps or whatever for underground stuff, like just like I don't know, whatever would be useful for the job, I guess. But as far as ads go, I do turn on an ad blocker.
So you get news flashes, and you've probably got like a police scanner equivalent or something, a daemon to go through social media and something's going on over there. Yeah, so you got all that. There doesn't seem to be anything huge going on tonight. Nothing too much to worry about.
This is what I was leaving on. I wasn't necessarily looking through.
But it flags up when you're close to your stop, and so you get off the bus.
Or I guess I press a button.
Yeah. And a little bell sound goes off on your goggles. You have been debited $5.
Of course. So I get off gold pieces. It's in gold pieces.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
I get off the bus and I would say when I tell something like that to I guess GM that are running the game, like, well, actually in this setting, I feel like when people are like super nitpicky about like movies and shows and they got actually.
That's fine. I should have remembered.
So very well. Shame on you. Shame. No, just kidding. So I get off the bus and I'm gonna go to the spot where the graffitis are and see what the graffiti is about.
Okay. So yeah, you make your way following the coordinates you were given and find this alleyway sort of tucked back a bit. You don't know how the victim could have really seen this because it's kind of tucked back out of the way. So unless the victim, deliberately made his way down through a couple of alleys, you don't really know how he could have seen it. But when you get there, it's not a word, it's not a b-boy, it's not a cartoon character, it's just this weird, vaguely occult looking sort of almost like a binding circle or a goetic magic sort of sigil, but done in a graffiti style.
A what magic?
So the Goetia is I think it's minor key of Solomon. It's a thing for summoning demons, so it has various sigils and doodads in it. I thought I had one handy I could show you actually, but I don't.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Don't summon a demon in the middle of the game. We need to finish the game. So. Okay. So let's see. I'll take a snapshot and of the symbol, of course, and
So when you go to take a picture of it, the previous photos you've taken come up, and you notice something odd about the police that showed up, the vigilari.
Oh, is it the badge thing side or
So you click back to that image and bring it up, and looking at them. So you took a picture of the wall, then the door smashed in, and you kind of accidentally took a picture of them. And reviewing it now, there's no name tags. The color of the jumpsuit is slightly off. It's not quite the right red.
Damn it. Oh, now I'm pissed off. So I just like hit the wall a bit in frustration and just turn around and I try to see if there's anyone in the proximity of this place I can see, just anyone.
There's an old drunk sat on a pile of cardboard, drinking something from a brown paper bag.
Okay. I go see him, but actually I do approach like normally. I don't like try to look menacing or anything.
Yeah.
Hey there, can I bother you for a moment?
Sure, I'm not going anywhere. Pull up a chair. The Chesterfield's quite nice.
Is there a chair in the spot? Or...
There is no chair, no.
There is no chair.
There's boxes, piles of trash.
Oh, I'll grab a box and sit down on it. Thank you.
It gives way slightly and then stops.
Thank you for welcoming me here. Tell me, do you see who does the graffitis normally?
Which one?
That one.
Do you want a drink? It's a rather cheeky Chablis.
Oh, thank you, but no. I did drugs. Already took a little some alcohol. Not sure it was a good idea. I don't want to push it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Too classy for my drink. I see how it is.
Well, don't take it personally. I'm a very vain person.
Well, the big one. Well, I don't know his name, but he's nearly as high as you. I mean, tall, not the drugs, not high like that. And he's pretty thin though. He's like thin.
Lanky. Okay.
Yeah, dreadlocks, back tied. Am I getting anything for this information, by the way?
Oh yeah, you are. So I give him a gold piece.
You think his teeth give way more than the coin when he bites on it, but still. Yeah, that'll do nicely. Thank you.
No problem.
Did he spray your building or something?
Yeah, he sprayed a building, summoned a demon. I think it's a whole thing.